Hey folks, Belal here from LearnToSell.io with another video on how to create a killer cold call script. And today we're doing it for a company called HiBob. And again, picked this company randomly, just kind of popped up on my LinkedIn feed, decided to take a shot at it. And this was a really interesting one. I think you're going to appreciate this video because they have insane competition in their space. You're going to see it right now. So really quick, what is HiBob? There's some sort of HR system. They do the whole, HR thing with payroll, and you can see right here, time off, surveys, compensation, just a core HR. And if you know anything about this space, these tools are a dime a dozen. I mean, there's literally hundreds of them that do this. Some of them do some of it, some of them do all of it, some of them mix and match, but it is nothing really special. So let's see if we can make a provocative cold call script, because they got to sell it just like everybody else. And let me show you just how intense the competition is. Okay. Now, before we jump into it, remember, what is our goal with the mic drop method? Okay. We want to seek permission. Again, we want to establish that we know what we're doing. We know we're an interruption to a buyer's day. We're going to embrace that because we are professional sellers, and we're going to show our buyers we do this all the time. And then we're going to state a problem. We're going to ditch the pitch. Why? Because pitching invites objections, and objections lead to rejection. We don't want that. So instead, we're going to lead with a well-formed, succinct problem statement that's going to entice our buyers to listen, to get us credibility. And then finally, we're going to end with a provoking question to open up the dialogue, to give our buyer a chance to embrace that problem statement. And then we're in the back and forth of a conversation in no time flat. Okay, so that's the mic drop method. Now, the thing about HiBob, like I mentioned, is their crazy competition. I mean, look at this, is bananas. This is their G2 quadrant for HR core services. They're somewhere over here, I think. Yeah, that's them. Okay, so they're doing good. I mean, but goodness gracious, look at all of this. That's a lot of competitors. Okay, that's insane. So how do you stand out? And they're not even number one. They got these guys up here a little bit doing better. This is coming in here. They're doing a little bit better over here. ADP is in the mix. I mean, it's bananas. Okay. So what do we do? What do we do? Because in this sort of environment, nothing you say is going to work. It all sounds like noise. So let's just embrace that. Okay. Why are we going to swim against that tide? Let's go with it. Let's accept the reality. And when you Google search HiBob, this is what you get, right? You got, we're so much better. And then the other, their competitors like, oh, consider us. And then over here, you've got this disgusting blob of competitors. And then, oh, look at us, Bamboo versus this, compare us. And oh, look, we can do even better than them. And hey, where can be an all, there's just a lot of noise if you're a buyer. So what is a good mic drop cold call script? We're going to name our competitors right off the bat. We're not going to play games. We are going to use the technique that we lean into the competition. We're going to be fluent and accept the reality that our buyer should be aware or have used one of our competitors in the past. If you've been in HR, you should know one of those names. So let's go straight to the point. No BS, no pitch about how we're unique, because anything that we try to claim unique, there's got to be somebody in this quadrant that claims the same thing. Nothing is sacred. Somebody is claiming all the same things that everybody else is in that blob of competitors. So this is what it's going to sound like. Hey, Tina, I'm not expecting my call. Do you have a moment? I promise to be brief. This is Belal from HiBob. Well, I appreciate you taking my call. Like I said, I will be brief. The reason I'm calling is this. I'm sure you're familiar with companies like Gusto, ADP, Rippling, and Bamboo HR. I'm just curious, which have you used in the past? What's your experience with those tools? And pause. So now we're leading into the reality that the problem is there's just a ton of tools out there, and we want to get a sense from our buyer. What's your preference? What's going on? What do you care about? And people respect that. You pick up the phone and you immediately dive into your competition. Whoa, what? Sellers don't do that. Sellers are manipulative. Sellers withhold competition. Sellers play around with pricing. But right in the first 20 seconds of a call, you're going straight into, you're an HR professional. I know you know this space. I know you know my competitors. Have you used any of them? What are your thoughts? And go straight into it. And now all of a sudden we're provoking a dialogue. Now, one of two things is going to happen. The buyer is either going to embrace the reality of our competitors and say, yeah, I know some of those tools. Are you guys a competitor of theirs? And now all of a sudden we're going to have a conversation. We are. And the reason I always ask that is because people have mixed feelings, but some people love some of those tools. Some people hate them. And I just want to know where you stand. And all of a sudden we're having a dialogue. Or they're going to say, no, you know what? We're good. We're good on tools right now. And you're going to lean into that. Totally understand. This is a very crowded space. I mean, I only mentioned a couple competitors. There's another dozen I could have mentioned. And I imagine that my call right now is not the right time. Let me ask you this. When is open enrollment? When do certain things happen in your business that make this conversation more of a priority? I have no issue following up a month or two before that. So you can roll with the punches, but there's really no reason to pitch when the market has this many competitors in it. So this is a different play. And I'm glad I got to show you guys this. Try it out because I have done this before with other startups like Stratify and TriNet, where we had a ton of competitors and this exact cold call script worked. All right. That's it for me. Take care.